pray to the gods of O.N.I that this thing is operating as it should, and let's see it functioning for a little while now. Kinda complicated, but in any case, so the stuff comes from the farmhouses, the ranches, and all of that. Well, I mean, this was going to be the space for the nuclear reactor, but as per usual, I found something else to build in its place, which is going to be the water reclamation system. Hello there, I'm the Biz Manager, and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. Now, today I realized one thing. Stop, I'm sorry guys, but this guy is not wearing a suit. That cannot be. We cannot have those kinds of naked dupes running around. What a start. Oh well, oh well, oh well. Let's disregard that. Let's try this again. Hello there, I'm the Biz Manager, and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. Now, today, my friends, we are going to finish this project up. It's almost done. We just need to configure a few extra pipes, make sure that everything is properly connected in this ginormous mess, and kickstart the entire thing. We already have the freezing process of this brine over here, the creation of an ice block in this area. Now, one thing that I realized as I was starting the episode is that I should probably create a vacuum in here, given that we are going to start getting extreme temperatures. We don't want this oxygen, as you can see, very low temperature, to do any conductivity between these two plates. So, how we do that is quite simple. We go over here and we turn all of these thingies all the other way around, so they get a red signal in the automation. That is going to close the doors, and that oxygen is going to be eliminated. Now if we go so, and like so on all of them again, you will see that that place has now a vacuum. And so there will... Hey, hello, please. Thank you. And now there is no more temperature being transferred from this area into this one. Cool. So, like I said, now it's Actually, it's quite simple. I have to stop this cycle now. I will have to make sure that it never comes online again. And the green signal if above a ridiculous temperature. We are going to collect all of this polluted water, and then we are going to eliminate this small cooling loop that we had over here, and replace these pipes over here with insulated pipes going towards the farmhouses. Now, my friends, we are going to do this one first, obviously, but I'm pretty sure that is not going to occupy the 50 cycles that we have available to us. And this fluid doesn't stop flowing, god damn it. We have been working this, this Reco wrench for a very long time, and now we have a bunch of plastic. And I'm pretty sure you know what that means. It is tube time! It is the time for tubes! To tube a lot of thingies. We need tubes all over the place because, as you can see, we have very long commutes. Let's just take a look at the graph, and now I'm going to unlock 5,000 different thingies. Okay, finally we are looking for travel time, not total, average. So right now the travel time is at a 60 something %, right? We'll see if that changes after we add the tube launchers to this area and... what? Why idling? There is... like... I was going to say, we also need some oxygen production, but there is suits available. What the hell is going on? I don't understand. Well, they probably need something to do. Don't worry, my friends, there is plenty of garbage to clean out. So, pipe-wise, we are done. This is quite simple. There is nothing special about it other than this massive bridge, but it is not that bad looking either, so it's pretty cool the way we got this done and organized. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, before we open the loops up, we need to set up the automation first, obviously. But there is something else that we must do. The irrigation, I completely forgot about that one. to be honest with you. We need to set up both the automation and the irrigation system. We need water for both the bristle blossoms and for the sleet wheat. I'm pretty sure we need dirt and water. These just need dirt. I mean, just need water, and the dust caps that we are going to have over here, they need both carbon dioxide on top of them and some slime. But these ones, they can wait for a little bit. These are just a supplementary source of food and a way to turn our slime into something useful. I would also like to get some lettuce going, but we don't have any salt water just yet, so that's why this loop is going to remain closed. As for this farmhouse waiting for us. Now, last season I tried to go for this one, but because we didn't have any salt water, there is nothing I could do. This time I'm going to try and build the starport in a way that can accommodate a rocket just for saltwater collection. Because there is no salt water over here. We only have brine over here, and there is no way to turn brine into salt water. You can turn salt water into brine, but not the other way around, or at least not that I am aware of. So we need to mine that salt water, and that is going to take a little while. That's why this farmhouse is going to stay closed for now. Okay, my friends, so when it comes to automation, we are almost there. It's going to be a little bit confusing at first. I still need to think about this a little bit, but pretty much the way this is going to go, we have this line over here, this ribbon, right? Each and every one of these is going to write into a different bit. There we go. So now we have 4 signals going. Over here we have the ribbon readers. We just need to make sure that the respective farmhouse is the same, both have the same bit, pretty much, so that the sensor is not controlling the temperature of this thingy. It's not going to work. So pretty much over here, we need to go, and this one is writing for bit 1, which means this one over here is bit 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so let's go into the automation menu with this thingy. So whenever we have a green signal, we want the cold fluid, and whenever we have the red signal, we want hot fluid. So we are going to use this thing is not gates. Wrong key. There we go. So I think I'm pretty sure this pipe is the hot pipe always. Yeah, these ones over here. Cool. Let's go back into the automation menu. Select the NOT gate. Come on, come on, come on. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. And over here we have to do something similar, right? Every time there is a green signal, we want the fluid to go through the cold one, and whenever we have a red, we want to go through... Oh. We'll have to be like this. We want to go through the hot shut-off. Right, then all we have to do is put the respective wire going like so, and like so, and everything should work as intended. Now, because, well, this thing is new to me, I kind of want to test it out first. I cut all the pipes over here, and I'm going to activate one by one and try to mess with the settings up. But pretty much over here, we want a temperature of minus 10 degrees. Over here we want 10 degrees for the mushrooms, as they operate between 5 and 35. Over here for the bristle blossoms we want 15, they operate between 5 and 30, but I kinda want to be in the middle. And this one we'll have to set up for the lettuces. I believe those like hot temperatures, so we'll have to set this one up whenever we have the thing available to us. Oh, hello! Hello, we are starting to form the ice. Nice, the ice block is almost done. That's pretty cool. Now, if you are wondering what we are going to do over here, well, there is one thing that we're still missing in our temperature control, in our thermoregulation system, which is a water temperature regulation system for the water that we are going to provide to the sleet wheat. If you provide water that is too hot, it's going to raise the temperature of the plant, which means the plant is going to be constantly it's going to constantly halt its growth because it has to regulate its temperature constantly. However, if we provide water at around 5 degrees, that doesn't happen as long as we have minus 10 degrees over here. I'm pretty sure if we need to crank up the temperature a little bit more, we'll do so, but for now, I don't think that is going to be necessary. Now, another thing that we have to do is we have to set up this temperature on the respective thingy over here. So pretty much over here we want this water to be above, in this case below, minus 10 degrees, right? So we want that door to open once we have a temperature that is greater than minus 15. Now we'll be siphoning off cold from the block into this water. Now I don't want to set up this thing just yet. I want this block of ice to get a little bit colder so that it doesn't melt while we are siphoning temperature from it. Alright, so now I think I have all the automation in order. I've been looking at it for a little while and I think everything is ready to go. In this we have what we had already seen, and over here we had something similar. However, I made sure that the wire goes through the signal switch so that we can override it should we want to. But we can only override to turn on, we cannot override to turn off. That's an important thing to keep in mind. Now, yeah, this is pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. We want always to have a mirror on top of what we have on the bottom, right? So that the fluid goes through the proper channels. The only thing that we are still to see is this part over here. So, given that these chambers are the cold chambers, these are the hot chambers, right? So we want the temperature over here to be lower than the set temperature that we have on the chamber, and over here to be hotter than the set temperature that we have on the chamber. For example, let's take a look at the Bristle Blossom chamber over here. We want a temperature of 15 degrees, right? Right, so this writes to bit number 3. If we go into bit number 3, which is this one, let's go over here into the chamber, we see that on the cold side we have the temperature below 10 degrees, meaning if this temperature, if it starts to heat up and reaches 11 degrees, for example, the door will close, siphoning off cold and chilling out this water. Once the water drops below 10 degrees, the door opens and that transfer stops. Over here on the bit 3, I believe it's this one, yep, we have 25 degrees. Right? If the temperature gets above 25 degrees, the door will open and stop the transfer of fluid. Right? For now, I have the pipe sensor at the same temperature as this one, until I kinda see this thing rolling for a little while and see what kind of temperature in the pipes I want to have, if I want to have it similar to what we have over here. If not, I'll have to see. It's something that it's there should we need to, and not necessarily to use like for example, if this thing is not properly set up, it's not like this thing is not going to work ever, right? So this is just a safety thingy, so that's why it's there. For the slit wheat, right, which is the second crop that we have right now, I have a temperature of 5. We want to set the temperature over here of minus 10, and over here I have the temperature of minus 15. So all the temperatures are correctly set up, all the automation is correctly set up, at least for as long as I can see. This little bit of here is for a pixel pack that we are going to add later. I still don't have that available, but I kinda just leave it there so I remember myself. And, well, I mean, let's connect everything. Pray to the gods of O.N.I that this thing is operating as it should, and let's see it functioning for a little while now. Okay, so when it comes to the amount of fluid that we do have enough available, with a little bit extra on each tank, which is nice. So I don't think we are going to run into any issues. Pretty cool. So now, as we can see, the temperature is dropping over here, but in a controlled fashion. I'm just waiting on this signal over here to start kicking in. I probably should replace those pipes over here with radiant pipes, which means I have to stop this thing flowing. But now that I can see that we have more than enough fluid in each tank, I think that is going to be okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it over here to prevent any fluid from flowing in, and I'm going to replace all of these with radiant pipes. Now, one thing that we can do already is start providing water to the bristle blossoms, so that way we can start growing some of the... Oh, beautiful. Finally, we are going to have some good food in our fridges, which is going to be amazing. Bristle blossoms far better than linseed. Our dupes will appreciate that. But like I said, all the fluid has stopped, so now it's time to replace those pipes over here with radiant pipes. Now, my friends, unfortunately, we are going to have to deal with this thing for building entombs for the rest of the playthrough. That is the less than ideal, and we even got to see that thing working. I'm pretty sure that I can get at least this warning out of here, but this one I don't think we can. Okay, my friends, so over here on the water regulation system we are going to have a similar setup to these ones, right? To control the temperature flow. It's going to be controlled, the automation is going to be controlled by the temperature of the water in the pipe. That is what is going to determine if the mechanized airlock is open or not. We are going to create a small ice block over here made out of regular water, because it's something that we are going to have available over here. And the way we are going to do that is to by creating a small bypass over on this cooling loop. That might affect the temperature over here for a little while, but it's going to freeze the water over here quickly, because it's going to be a small mass of water over here, so it's not going to be an issue. I just built these two airflow tiles over here so that the gases have somewhere to go, so they don't create a mess over here, because we are going to close this off and dupes will not be able to access this. So it's quite important that we have everything that we need available to us over here. The pipe over here is going to be reutilized. We are going to cut it off like so, and like so, and then we are going to cut this pipe over here and unite it like so. It's not going to be very difficult, but yeah, I think we have everything. We just need to close it off, put the airlock in place, and well, start chilling out this area. Now, for the fluid monitoring system, it's going to be quite simple. Every single thingy is going to have a wire that is going to go towards the respective thingy, right, of their shutoff. So, for example, if this liquid reservoir, which receives fluid from this one over here, detects that it goes below a certain threshold, is going to open up the shutoff, which means that even if we get a odd cycle request, this shutoff is still going to be open, which means it's going to receive half of the return fluid that is on the pipe, which means that eventually is going to go up all the way up to a certain threshold where that wire is going to go red. So I don't know how percentage relates to that. I could make some calculations, but I don't like to do that. Like, fine, like for example, 10% should be 500 kilograms, right? That sounds like a good amount of reserve fluid, and let's say that 20% should be 1,000 kilograms, right? So these should be the values for all of them. There is more on the system than the total amount of calculated thingy, right? Given that the I threshold is 1,000 kilograms, that would mean that in the system should have, in theory, 2,000 kilograms for both of them to be full, but because there is more in the system than that, we should never run into any issues. That's what I'm hoping, of course. That is only going to be determined over like 1,000 cycles. If after 1,000 cycles we come over here and everything is flowing like perfectly, then we know that there is absolutely no problem with them. Okay, so over here I think we are done. So let's start putting some water into that thingy over there. Hopefully nothing will break, but once again, that's something that we'll have to see in the future. Alright, my friends, our very first harvest in the... You're not collecting the... What? What? I messed up. God damn it. I messed up. Okay, so, yeah, I kinda was wondering where those items were going, but I kinda was ignoring it. Oops. Okay. Alright, my friends, so over here the water is full. Unfortunately, the oxygen did not flow towards the area that we wanted it. It is unfortunate, but my fault. I should probably put the liquid vent over there and so that the water would push the oxygen that way. That's fine, we don't need a full thingy, a full block of ice, otherwise this part is not even in contact with the metal tile, so it's not going to be a problem. I'm going to wait just a little bit longer once... I think that's enough water. Let's cut the pipe right there. There we go. So now what we do, quite simple, go back into the pipe menu. And then, wait a second. So I need to do this over here. Go like so, connect, go like so, connect. Cancel that. And now this water should start to cool off relatively quick. Now, like I said, it's going to have an effect on this one, but that's fine, that's fine. It's for a good cause, right? It's for a good cause. Okay, my friends, so now that the farmhouse is operational, we have an incentive to do a proper kitchen, right? Right, so over here we are going to stop providing food to this area, and we are going to start providing it to our new fridge. I am also going to cancel that, and probably we need to deconstruct stuff over here. We want one of these things to have enough range. I think that's good. Yeah. Okay, so this is where we want it to be. So this tile needs to be deconstructed so that we can add a grill over here and still be within range of this thing, right? And as you can see on the bottom, we also have plenty of range to put two additional things. Those things are going to be a micro musher. Oh, okay. Maybe another grill. Does the grill fit over there? It does. Beautiful. And like so, and come on. Beautiful. As we can see, the auto sweeper will be able to pretty much grab the stuff and deliver it to the respective buildings, and then pick up the finished food and put it into the conveyor loader so that it can go into the freezer over here. Okay, so our... Oops. Yeah. This is interesting. Yeah, how do I stop you from constantly doing this? I'll have to think about this for a moment, because this is going to be a little bit annoying. Okay, so the solution is going to be complicated, as usual. First, we are going to move this thing out of the way, because this thing is to receive the ingredients from here. We don't want it to touch. I'm pretty sure that it deposits on this tile, so it should not be able to deposit the stuff from the fridge into there. Now, we are going to deposit the finished stuff using two other conveyor thingies, auto sweepers I mean. They are going to deliver over here into these conveyor loaders, which is not within range of the troublesome auto sweeper. This is going to be for delivering ingredients, and these two are going to be for finished stuff. Well, my friends, while our dupes get this mess going, it's going to take a while until that kitchen is ready to roll at 100% capacity. How about we get the water for the thieves, for the sleet wheat going? There is still a little bit of polluted water, really? God damn it. In any case... this thing is already ready to go, right? We already have a pretty cold ice block over there. We just need to go like so, cancel that. We should have water flowing through that pipe. Of course, we are still missing this little bit over here, but it's now done, and this is now done. So at first the water should not be coming out very cold, but once it stops, it should start cooling off relatively quickly. We'll see, but yeah, right. This is not capable of getting rid of a lot of temperature, but still, it's going to help out over the long run. Well, we kinda ran into a small problem. This thing is too effective at cooling off the water in the pipes. Yeah. Maybe making everything out of cobalt was a tad bit of a bad idea. We are going to replace this pipe over here with iron, so it is not as if overheating. Ow! Okay, Yeah, I forgot one thing over here. I forgot to put the cooling loop to chill out these thingies over here. It was my intention to get it done, but I forgot. Okay, I'll get it done eventually. So, a lot of little issues going all over the place. Well, that's what happened when you focus on something for far too long. You stop watching the problems slowly creeping up on you, and then you are met with things like this. But oh well, I also had a bunch of metal refineries going for like a huge amount of time, so this is quite natural that is happening. I just kind of wanted this thing to get done, but my mechatronics are far too occupied doing other things to do this, which is a shame. Alright, my friends, so I finally got this one working as intended. Kinda complicated, but in any case, so the stuff comes from the farmhouses, the ranches, and all of that. Comes into the murder pit. This one selects what is edible and sends it into this one over here, which sends it into the fridge, right? Then this one selects ingredients and delivers them to the micro mush or the electric grill. This one... Okay, this one I am not yet, I don't have any recipes selected because we only have one chef, so we don't need two stations. And I'm thinking about replacing this one with a oven, a gas range, I mean, for the future. But right now, we don't need to build it, so there is no point in having it, right? So this thing cannot reach this one, so this one is, you know, for the ready stuff, so which is going to be picked up by this auto sweeper, and this one which delivers it over here, and this one which is in range of this auto sweeper is for sweep only errands. Should we want to remove anything from the not remove anything from the fridge, but let's say there is a piece of food over here, we want to mop it, our dupes need a place to deliver it. Oops, not this one, this is the place. And this one over here is for polluted dirt and rot piles. Should anything over here go bad, the auto sweeper will pick it up and send it out of the fridge, so that it doesn't even have a chance of off-gassing polluted oxygen in here, which it shouldn't given the pressure of hydrogen, but still, a little bit of safety never hurt anyone. Alright, so now that we have our kitchen and our farm, yes, working at full speed, there is a few slit wheat grains over there that have a mutation on them. I don't know how many we have, but how about we analyze it? Yeah, oops. Please analyze this one. I dropped the stuff over there. Oops, that's not my intention. Okay, so our farmer is now analyzing that seed. Let's see what we have. We still have a few of them over here, which is nice. Should we have any pleasant mutation? Okay, seed analysis complete. Let's see. Seed wheat blooming. This plant is mutated with a genetic variant I call blooming. Minimum radiation plus whatever. Decor plus doesn't drop seeds. Given that you eat the seed, okay. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't understand what is the difference. We still have, for example, original, effect, slit wheat grain, 18. Blooming, slit wheat grain, 18. Decor plus 15. Decor plus 15. All of these stats are exactly the same. Except for the radiation, so, I don't get it. Whatever. I suppose that we are going to eat them then. Okay, my friends, so I think that we are done with the food preparation, which is pretty cool. Oh, over here the brine pool is getting a tad bit warm, which is nice. Let's increase this temperature a little bit more. Let's say 55 degrees, that would be ideal. Now, there is one final thing that I have added to the farmhouse, which is a notification system. I changed the automation a little bit. I placed this filter over here. filler gate, these filler gates over here, just so we can break the line, because if we get a green signal over here, it goes all the way down here. And I kind of wanted to distinguish between a true green signal and a fake green signal, so I just placed that filter over here to break the pipe, to break the line. And as we can see over here, there is a legitimate warning for this thing. The ethanol level is not within the 1000 kilograms that we wanted, so that's why there is a green signal. Now, because this one belongs to the line number 4, it needs to wait for the odd line to open, which is going to take like forever, given the request for cold fluid, the constant request for cold fluid over here. So eventually it's going to even out. But yeah, so now even if we get a low level, and if there is something wrong preventing the fluid from going over there, we are going to get a notification over here letting us know, so that we can take a look. So I think that we can now stop looking at this thing forever. I also changed the temperature over here, because 13 degrees, I kind of, you know, observed it for a little while, and as we can see, 13 degrees is kind of the low enough temperature that it gives enough buffer so that the content on the pipes never drop below -2 degrees, to which it would freeze, right? So as we could see by this example, that is going to keep the water in check, meaning that this thing should now be operating at full capacity. Eventually we are going to start getting sleet with grains. It's going to take a little while for now, but eventually this thing is going to start giving us its fruits. Now, time to go tubular on this base, because our tubes are just running all over the place. So I'm going to start putting a few tubes here and there to help them out walk around the map a little bit more. Okay, so we are using some of those old seeds to make berry sludge. I suppose that berry sludge is not yet on the list, so let's go like this. Even though the berry sludge doesn't really need to go into the fridge, but hey, why not? Alright, my friends, so when it comes to the tube system, we are almost done. We just need to power all of them and build the final line that is going to go all the way over here. For now, I think this is going to be good enough to help them move around a little bit better, but in the future we will obviously expand upon this. Once we decide where we are going to have our rocket port, we definitely want a tube going there as well. And if we see there is an area that... okay, if we see there is an area that the tubes like to go a lot, we'll also build some tubes over there. For now, this is the places where I think it's going to help out the most. Alright, my friends, so I did not save up all of these grubs for nothing. It is time to deliver them to their proper locations. Now let's not go overboard and put them all in the same place, please. I want a few of them over here and a few of them over here. The reason for that is because, as you could see, they give the grub rub, and that means that this thing now grows 50% faster. Now, the way that we are going to do this is we are not going to take care of them. Right now they are tamed, but we don't care if they are tamed or not. We are going to provide them food, of course, but we are not going to tame them. We don't care about that too much. Besides, it's time that our rancher should be doing something else, right? And yeah, having these beautiful creatures over here will help out with the food production, because as you can see, we are still not yet producing a huge amount of stuff. We could use a few more items, and that's why I kind of want to get rid of all the grubs over here and turn this into an hatch farm from here on out. Finally, we got our first production of sleet wheat grain. We cannot forget to add cooking ingredients, because these things are not in the edible category. But there we go. So now we have the produce that we need to make the berry sludge. Now, I kind of want to have the berry sludge with a higher priority than this one, so that the auto sweeper prioritize putting the stuff over in the micro musher over the electric grill. Okay, my friends, so the final thing to do in this farmhouse is delivery of fertilizer, not fertilizer, Fertilization, because fertilizer and fertilization are two different things. Yeah, we can deconstruct this thingy. We no longer need it to be over here. Because, no, the reason for that was for the farmer to deliver the dirt faster. But now we are going to do that automatically by requesting dirt from here. We need to go into cultivable soil. Nice. Nice, we did have dirt on the system. Now that thing should be shipped out over here automatically. And the auto sweepers should pick up the stuff from the conveyor receptacle and put it into the hydroponic farms, which means these farmers should only occupy themselves with harvesting the stuff and making fertilizer, well, at least while we have it, because fertilizer is kinda... It's kinda difficult to get, at least until we have our water reclamation system and a few other things going, but I kinda want to focus on oxygen next, because our oxygen situation is not exactly ideal. We have too many dupes going through the oxygen that we have available for the suits, so we kinda need something better. And yeah, we need something better kinda now, because I found another dupe that I was interested in, Barry over here. Well, the traits are not exactly the best, but we could use someone else to do the ranching around. We need another rancher and another farmer. Now, I'm not going to take Bahi over here because once again we still don't have the oxygen production for that, and you know, she, right, it's kind of meh. You know, we can get better, and there is no rush. Should we say, to get another rancher, but still, if we could get another farmer and another rancher, that would be amazing, and then someone to do the cleaning around here. Cleaning and delivering of items would also be great. We already have enough operators and enough diggers and builders. We are good on all of them. So yeah, we only need kinda 3 or 4 extra dupes when it comes to professions for the colony, and then we need a bunch of rocket pilots once we get into that stage of the game. Okay, my friends, so with the remaining time in this episode, I'm going to extend the cooling loop from down here so that we can have temperature control over here in the oil refinery and in the Draco farm. Our Dracos are dying of starvation. I didn't realize that these had consequences. We had that tiny little cooling loop over here for a reason, right? Yeah. Not ideal. The water in here is at a decent temperature, so we can use that to keep the temperature over here in check so that our Dracos don't die. We need them for plastic production. I mean, we can have a bunch of plastic being produced over here, but if we can get the Dracos to do that for us, why not? Right? And, you know, this also needs to be temperature controlled. Now, other things that I would like to get also done would be to start getting a little bit of space over here. This water is disgusting, and I kind of want to get rid of it because we need a place to make oxygen in the future. That is a big problem that we have. Not enough oxygen laying around, so I'm just going to try and mine all of this in a way that all of this polluted and brine water falls into a pit down here, so that we can then just get rid of all of this stuff and fit some oxygen production in this place. Given that we already have some of the pipes already done, that is probably going to help us out in the long run. Okay, my friends, so I think I'm going to start working on the next episode's objectives, which was the water and the oxygen. We need to start reclaiming all of this water that we have laying around and solidify it in a proper place, which is going to filter it according to its type, so that we can always have all the water types available to us. If we want to use polluted water to grow thimbleweeds, for example, we have it available. If we want clean water for ourselves, we have it available. And if we have too much brine, we can always convert it into clean water using the desalinators. But for that we need a complex, large system, and let's just say I was actually intending on putting it in here, and now I don't have the space for that. Oops, that's not great, especially because we don't have a lot of space left. We have all of this, but this is yucky space because it's extremely cold and it's going to create problems for water, right? So yeah, maybe I'm going to have to redirect all of the water into over here, because this is a far warmer place that kind of needs a little bit of temperizing by using this water, of course. And then we can also start siphoning off water from here, so that we can mix hot water with cold water, and that way get an even amount of stuff. And then I also need to see what the hell is behind door number whatever it is over here, because I still haven't seen it. So yeah, there is a lot of things to do, and well, I suppose that if we get started right now, future me is going to appreciate it a lot. Well, I mean, this was going to be the space for the nuclear reactor, but as per usual, I found something else to build in its place, which is going to be the water reclamation system. I stopped trying and fight this messy water just coming over here. It's going to be messy. Forever. Oh well. Forever until we got rid of all of this. We are going to put the oxygen over here. We are going to let then this water just fall through here until it reaches this tank over here. This tank for now is using polluted water to be converted into clean water for our use, but because we have a decent amount of water over here, we can cut this process for a little while. Once we have all the water over here, we'll try to filtrate it. We are going to create 3 tanks over here. One for polluted water, one for brine, and another for salt water. We don't have the salt water just yet, but eventually we are going to. So it's a good thing to have an additional place to house it. And in here we are going to have a massive tank of clean water. I'm going to keep this building over here because you know me, I like to keep my gravitas buildings, and in fact I'm even going to try and make something nice with it, given that it's going to be in that space. We are not going to use this space for anything, right? 3 tanks over here, massive tank over here. This thing is just blocking anything that we could build over here. So why not build something nice, right? But that's all of that is very... it's in the long future. It's not going to happen right now. Well, this map is going to remain disgusting for a little while now, with all these fluids going all over the place. The pure disgustingness. I already had cleaned most of it, and now there is debris all over the place as well. That's fine, that's fine. It was eventuality, it had to happen, right? There is no way to cleanly deal with this other than just build pumps all over the place, and why do that when gravity can do the work for us? But the space now is available for us to build our mega oxygen production facility. This time I'm going to go all in on this one. I want to have a bunch of oxygen production in one place. I don't want to be building bell-shaped buildings all over the place. Given that we don't have a lot of space, it's kind of useful to have it centralized. We are going to use this thing, this cooling loop, to temperature control the oxygen, using something very similar to this one, but slightly different. More simple. Simpler in this case. Other than that, over here we are going to do everything in the next episode. There is no point in start building that, the space is already available. I just want to have this part cleaned out, so that future me can just, you know, start building that thingy in the beginning of the episode without worrying too much about cleaning up. I think that's a good idea. Now, my friends, when it comes to food, in just a few cycles we got a bunch of berry sludge going. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? And some gristleberry as well. Although I'm pretty sure that our dupes prefer the berry sludge over the gristleberries, as it has a bigger morale bonus. So yeah, there is also a little bit of omelettes and some other things in there. Barbecue is still not yet being stockpiled, but now that we have our 3rd ranch going, we should have a lot more eggs being produced, and therefore we should have a lot more meat being produced as well. Alright, my friends, let's find out what's behind this place. I'm pretty sure some of you have been curious, and it is a cool steam vent. Nice! Oh, for a moment I thought I was going to get a 3rd chlorine gas vent. I'm going to be honest, that's one of the main reasons why it took me so long, because I was pretty sure that was the case. Cool, nice. Yeah, okay, so we have 2 sources of hot water and 2 sources of cold water, which means in the end it should even out very nicely. However, these things need to be tamed, which is kind of unfortunate that they are so far apart. But we'll find a solution tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. These things can... It's easy, okay? It's not that difficult. to tame these things. And because we have so much idleness going around, given the obvious lack of oxygen that we have going around, I decided to put some work orders inside of the base so that the dupes spend some more time over here breathing this oxygen. We need to do this anyway, so given that we have some idle time, why not getting some work done in here as well? If we have time in the next episode, we should start opening up the apartments. This time is not going to have an elevator, but I don't think that was necessary in the first place, so it was just you know, going all in on that part. But in this season, our dupes don't need that, so we are just going to be happy with a room and a bathroom for each and every one of them. But oh well, my friends, this is the final cycle of this episode. I think we got everything that we set up to do accomplished, and even more. So the farmhouse is now fully operational. We are already at 400,000 kilocalories of food. 200,000 of those are berry sludge, which is just fantastic if you ask me. This thing is now 100% fully operational, temperizing not only the controlling not only the temperature of the farmhouses, but of the water that is supplied to the slate wheat as well, which is just great. We got a tube going and a bunch of space ready to receive the oxygen production facilities and water reclamation project. Over here, inside of the base, we got the kitchen fully automated, which is just fantastic if you ask me. Although there are still a few dupes that like to do manual deliveries, but oh well, what can one do? Nothing. So we don't even worry too much about that. It's 99% automated, which is fantastic if you ask me. Now, for the future, like I said, we really need to get that oxygen going. It's not going to be that difficult given that most of the stuff is already here. We just need to build the bell and vacuuming it out and kickstart everything. I just need to... I hope that future me remembers the automation correctly, because that thing is a nightmare to automate properly. Yeah, I think that's an endeavor for future me, definitely. Yeah. Also, if we could tap into this cool steam vent while we are doing the water reclamation project, would probably be also amazing, given that that is going to give us a bunch of water that we desperately need. So yeah. My friends, after the oxygen is done and the water reclamation project is done, we are set for the future. The mid game is almost over and the late game is about to begin. The rocket port is almost a reality and you have no idea on how eager I am to get that rolling. I would say that in 2 episodes or less, we might start tapping into space, my friends. Especially because we need to start venting this map. Look at the pressure that we have. 5 kilograms of pressure, that is just ridiculous. We need to start venting all of this garbage out of our map. But oh well, my friends, all of that is something for future me to deal with. And with all of that said, I hope that you have enjoyed this episode and that you are enjoying the series so far. If you are, please consider subscribing and help the channel grow. But in the meantime, this is the Base Manager signing out. Bye bye!